This is your mom's favorite show, Beer and Chill podcast. My name is Jan,
And I'm Craig.
and we would really appreciate if you would stop by and listen to our show. We are talking about interesting facts about your favorite movies, games, and TV shows.
For example, did you know that Christopher Lee and Ian McKellen had a real-life beef because Christopher Lee wanted to play Gandalf in Lord of the Rings?
And many other great facts.
We hope you check us out and enjoy the rest of your show. Bye-bye.
What's your favorite scary movie?
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
They're here.
Welcome, victims, to the Horr-Gasm podcast. Kill the lights, lock the doors, get comfy, and prepare for the sexiest and scariest podcast around. I'm Nick, and with me is my co-host, Ali.
Hey.
Hey, ya.
Hey. Just realized I probably shouldn't be clunking my water cup around while we're starting.
That's okay.
Here we are.
Yes.
Just realized it's like really, like we don't usually record this late anymore.
Nope.
But it's like, it's very dark in here. There's mood lighting. It like feels kind of creepy.
Spooky.
And I can see out your deck door. And it could like, Crowley could just run up to the window.
He sure could.
It's creepy.
Can
We watched a creepy movie this week.
We did.
It was fun. Kind of fun. It was Hatchet. We watched Hatchet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We told him last time, but yeah,
Yep.
we watched Hatchet.
Yeah.
There were hatchets involved.
There were sharp objects involved. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh my gosh.
And I get the series mixed up with, not Cabin Fever, but the other.
Isn't it like Wrong Turn or something?
Yes, thank you, Wrong Turn. I get this mixed up, Wrong Turn.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And that's the one death I got mixed up. I thought I thought the death from Wrong Turn was in this. And
Is Wrong Turn the one with Elijah Zadushka?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's having twins, hey?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, good for
On
her.
Instagram. Yeah.
I love her.
Crazy. Me too.
She's a sweetie.
Yeah, jeez. Well, I have been watching a lot of horror movies lately,
As you should.
as I should.
As you do.
I actually just finished a series on Netflix, and it's called Behind Her Eyes. It's brand new.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I finished it a while ago. I did one of those like spam watching in 2 days type things.
Yeah.
And it's more of like a thriller, but it was so good. One of the best TV shows I've watched in a minute. And it was, I think it's a British TV show. And, it's a thriller. And it's got a lot to do with like, what is it when you can leave your body when you sleep?
Astral
Yeah,
project.
astral projection. So the whole show is about astral projections.
Oh.
And like, what might happen, if maybe you could go into other people's bodies, or if you can spy on people, or if you can, do anything like that.
Yeah,
it is bizarre. It was one of the biggest twists I have ever seen in a TV show.
That's kind of a running theory about, astral projection or leaving your body. If you leave it, if you hop out, it's kind of vacant.
Well, yes, and that's the
And-
thing is in this one,
Someone or something can hop in and go, ooh,
that's exactly what happened.
test
is that
drive.
these people kind of trick other people into trying it and then take advantage of them and take their life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. I loved every second of it, though.
Good.
It was scary. So scary. I loved it. But, that was a really good one. And you got me into High-Rise Invasion.
I was just going to say that. I don't know if I talked about it last week.
Good.
It is. It's got a very Battle Royale feel to it, but more different rules.
Yes.
But I like it. It's a good little, it's newish.
Yes.
It's anime based on the manga. It's got a great, it's a great feel though. It's the all the bad guys got masks on.
Yes. Oh, that was cool.
And some are frowning, some are smiling. Very few have no mouth. Mm-hmm. I think there's one more. I forget what they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they have cool names. After the first episode, oh my gosh, it was insane.
Yeah.
Like, they basically want you to hurt yourself, these masked people.
Oh, they want you to kill yourself.
Yes, I wasn't, yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, they basically want you to kill yourself.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so they'll push you right to the brink in every situation to harm yourself and to ultimately kill yourself. But if you won't do it and you have resolve, then they'll just do it for you, basically. Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't sound like, but they have weapons and stuff, so they can maim you and corner you, and oh my, it's so scary.
And also the people with the masters, guys and girls, they kind of get superpowers from it. They get amped up. They're running. They can jump from high rise to high rise. It's all the settings is all a bunch of high rises.
Yes, exactly.
And you only go down maybe a couple floors, and then it's blocked off. You can't go down to the floor.
Right.
Unless you jump.
Yes.
And it kind of as the show or the series progresses, it's like a one season, but as it progresses, it kind of keeps explaining itself.
Exactly.
And some of the masks have different powers.
Yes.
Some are cracked, some are not.
Exactly.
It's kind of the basically there are people who are in charge of everything. They want people to become closer to becoming God.
Right. Exactly.
And I guess if you do that, you get a wish or something.
Yes.
It's not really fully explained.
But it's crazy,
it's
and
gory.
It is. It's gory, and I was
gory.
like, oh, okay, they when people jump off the buildings, I was like, oh, this is gonna be gross. But they actually right before their head hits the ground, they stop.
And it reminds me of the scene from Dread.
Yes, I was just gonna say that when Mama or whatever, all of them, and it's just
when he throws her out and she falls.
Yes,
and she takes
it's
the slow-mo.
Yeah. Such a good one.
It's a really good movie. I really hope they either do a sequel or a TV series. They have the perfect actor for it. It was the best Dread out there. And there's
I agree.
Two, but it's and also with High Rise Invasion being Japanese.
Yes.
It goes with the Japanese tropes.
Exactly.
You get the horny guys who I'll take advantage of the girls.
Yes.
There's some attempted rape in this.
Mm-hmm.
There's
lots of trigger warnings. Even in the first episode. Oh, yes. The first episode was the worst because there was there was more than one suicide, sexual assault. Yeah. It's rough. But I was like, okay, this is worth it. And it pulls you in, right? Because it goes so, it goes there. Right?
And we've seen our main character, she kind of gets tougher as it goes along. She kind of gets more hardened.
Yes.
She goes from being the innocent girl, who screams and can't go across. Because the buildings are connected by these kind of really, not flimsy, but kind of sketchy looking bridges, walkways.
Yes.
That are just basically
a suspension bridge almost.
Yes, thank you. And she tried to go across the first one with some big, scary guy chasing her with a huge, cleaver, and she's going as slow as fast as she can, but just kind of tiptoeing across it.
Right.
And by the end, the first season, she's running across, she's jumping across. She's, that's not the worst part anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And yeah, it's
crazy.
It's really, I think it's a really good series.
I agree.
Check it out. Mm-hmm. If you're into that kind of stuff. Some people aren't.
Yeah, anime, yeah, it gets a little, and I mean, it is a little heavy. Always those kind of subjects are a little heavy. But I was just thinking, actually, I just finished this other anime horror-y kind of thing, and it was called Erased. Have you ever heard of Erased?
It's on Netflix?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it.
I just finished it last night. It was amazing. Another one with huge twists and turns. Ooh. But it's in the first episode, they basically describe exactly what happened, so I'll spoil it a little bit. But so this guy, he's a grown man in his 20s, And basically, when he was a kid, a bunch of children were taken by a pedophile and murdered. Basically, like sexually assaulted and murdered.
This is like a time travel. He can go back in time.
Yes.
Haven't seen it yet, but I saw him, like, add to my list.
Right. So he so basically this pedophile finds out that he's getting really close to the answer in quotations, and this all happens in the first episode, and goes to find him, and he lives with his mom and murders his mom, and he's suspected, like he's the main suspect. So he has this thing where he can go back in time, and he can usually only do it about 5 minutes, but he goes back like 20 years. And he goes to solve the mystery and to figure it out so that he can stop this guy before he kills his mom, basically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was so good. One of the best animes I've ever watched.
Ooh.
And it was scary. But there's, again, lots and lots of, like, child abuse and pedophilia and, yeah. But, like, the guy who's actually, or girl, it's a guy.
Yeah.
The guy who's actually the bad guy, I didn't see coming from a mile away. And I can usually read the situations pretty well, but I had no idea. And when they said who it was, I was like, what? No, it's impossible. And then you, like, you know, get the pins out and the strings. Yeah, thinking how it could go. Oh, it was just, yeah, it was really fantastic. I totally suggest people watch that.
There we go. We got 2 big suggestions right there.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, watch all the scary spookies.
Oh, yes.
Oh, and I don't think we talked about it last time, but Disney just merged with Star and put out a bunch of stuff on Disney Plus.
In
so
Canada.
Now there's, yeah, in Canada.
In Canada. There's some, I don't want to use the word butthurt, but there's some very unhappy American Disney Plus customers who, simply because they got Hulu. And, like, because we got Stars, we got the Alien franchise, we got, what else do we have? We have lots. We've got all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. And, like, the horror movies that they added on there are really good. Like, I watched The Village, and I watched another one called Cold Creek Manor. I don't know if I talked about it last time.
I think you did.
Yeah, but they were both awesome. And, yeah, they have some really good horror movies on there, which I was like, oof, Disney, you know, what will Disney put out? But they're actually really good. There's a few of them.
And the way Disney went about doing this was, I kind of figured as much. You got to have the password, and then you can basically, if you have young kids, you don't want to watch them, you can just lock them out. You can, each different series and show has its own, you know, rating. Yeah. And, you know, the mature ones, you can kind of, you know, choose for that account what
rating they can watch.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
but
smart.
Couldn't you just, like, oh no, but you can put pins on each one as well.
Yeah.
I saw, because I'm the admin of the account. So when I logged in, like, you had already logged in and changed stuff, like changed your rating. And then when I logged in, it's like, hey, do you want to, you know, set up these to be able to watch mature? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, because we're all mature. Old. And then they're like, you know, do kids watch on any of these? Do you want to lock, like, put pins on anything? And I was like,
when Emma gets her account, then we'll throw a lock or 2 on there.
Yes, but that makes sense, right?
It does.
Because, you know, I don't want to be watching The Village and then have, you know, my niece put it on and try to watch, you know, Little Mermaid and have gore and all that on. But so I understand. I think it's cool how they did it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Disney doing stuff and things. So.
And Disney and horror, you got a gift that you unwrapped today from one of our guest hosts.
Yes, from Tasia. Yeah, it was a Disney horror coloring book. And I'm going to post on Instagram when I get home tonight. I took a really cool picture. And I'm just like, I'm so excited. So that's what I'm going to do all night. So when I'm exhausted at work tomorrow, it's her fault. I'll tell my boss.
Way to go, Tasia. Jeez.
Yeah.
God. Come on.
I love it so much. I've already flipped through the whole book, and I'm like, I know which ones I want to do already. Nice. But yes, oh my gosh, I would kill for a Disney horror movie. Hey,
it wouldn't hurt.
Like, I think they, like, with the studio power they have, they could do some really fucked up shit.
Yes.
Hey?
It'd be tough, though, to, throw in, like, Pinocchio, but instead of, his nose, growing, it's more like a steak.
Yeah,
And he's
something like that.
Pinocchio, Vampire Hunter. Or, Little Mermaid, the Kraken...
Yes.
The Kraken attacks or something
Okay,
like that.
but, like, that scene in The Little Mermaid when Ursula gets pierced by the ship always scared me.
I didn't like when the people got turned into little squiggly things.
Yes.
That was creepy.
Like, it's creepy.
Like, old school Disney was borderline terrifying.
Actually, it's funny you say that. I watched Ichabod and Mr. Toad the other day. Or Ichabod and Mr. Crane. No, Mr.
Yep.
Toad. It's Mr. Toad.
Yeah.
And it was creepy.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
didn't expect it to be so creepy.
That and which one was it? Not Cinderella. No, not Cinderella at all. The one with
Like Snow White?
nope,
Snow White always scares the shit out of me when she's in the forest.
Sleeping Beauty
Okay, yeah.
with
yes.
Maleficent, and she turns into a
Yes.
dragon.
Oh,
Young Nick didn't like that. I remember I barely watched that movie ever.
Yeah, right.
But that was
that's a creepy,
creepy.
one. You know another one that I just rewatched, like within the last year, that was scared the shit out of me? Pinocchio.
The whale.
That's that part, and when they all go to the island and get turned into donkeys,
Asses. They're going to do jackasses.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Ugh, and like the mean like fox and stuff that makes, and like even the guy that like has the puppet thing. Oh, the whole thing. I was just like, who lets kids watch this show? Like, this is not a children's show.
And some of the deaths of the classic, like I think the worst would be Tarzan.
Oh, that one was hard.
Because you see the shadow of the guy hung from the
The
vines.
worst death is Mufasa, and don't you dare say otherwise.
Nope, I think you got me. That's
Long live the king. I can't even hear those words anymore. I bawl every time. I'm a 29-year-old
You know
woman
what,
and I bawl my eyes out.
I'll counter that. Same movie.
Okay.
Scar.
Really?
He gets ripped to shreds by the hyenas and eaten.
Yeah.
And then the flames.
Yeah,
But no,
right.
he gets, because you see the hyenas attack him.
Yes.
And I didn't realize until recently. I was today old when I found out that
Today years old.
today years old when in the movie you see Simba and Nala playing, and she always does the
Yes.
the flippy thing.
Yeah.
And at the end, Simba learns, and he does the kind of kick over. He uses highlights to kick him off.
Yes. Yes.
He learned that from Nala, and because she kept jumping on him.
She's a badass bitch.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Then kicked him off, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm hurt." And then the hyena's like, "Hey, he was talking bad about us, Ed." He's like, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." So, and I loved Ed. Ed was like,
I did too.
He was the psycho of the group,
yes.
which I loved.
All the hyenas were really, really good.
But no, they ate Scar. Scar had eaten.
Yeah. That was a good
Snow
one.
White had the witch had a big boulder fall on her.
Yeah.
You didn't see anything, but it's heavily implied.
Yeah. Yeah, Ursula got stabbed by the ship.
Yes,
in
that was
Little
pretty
Mermaid.
graphic
That
too.
was pretty bad.
Jafar in the sequel, he
just gets
he kind of melted away because
Yeah.
the lamp fell into lava.
right. But you don't really see
Beauty and
it.
the Beast, Gaston falls into the
There's lots of
abyss.
falling because it's very like it's implied more so when they do the falling. Yeah, the Tarzan one was gross. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Tarzan was pretty.
Yeah.
He gets hung.
Yeah.
And you see the flash of lightning, and there's just the silhouette.
Yes. Pocahontas, I think, is another falling one. Like
Yep.
the guy.
Also, oh
my God. Peter Pan. It's eaten
oh,
by a crocodile.
He lost his hand.
Yes.
Brutal. Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
That's another rough one.
But again, the voice actor though of the villain is great.
Yes. Yes.
We don't play did Megabyte for reboot.
Yes. There's so many movies I want to watch now. Oh my gosh. But you know what movie we did watch? Hatchet.
Hatchet.
We should talk about Hatchet.
Hatchet time.
Hatchet time. so this week, like I've said twice now, we watched Hatchet. It's a 2006 movie, and it was directed and written by Adam Green.
Cool.
Woo!
This is a good one.
Yay.
This is a very graphic, practical effects heavy movie.
And worth every second of
yes.
it. The kills made this movie tolerable. And I say that with peace and love.
Yes.
Because the plot was not great. The acting was not amazing. Like, it was good. The main character was everything. And if he wasn't in it, I don't think it would have been the same. Yeah.
Well, no, if main character
Yes.
and Mercedes and her boobs.
Oh, right. You liked the boobs, yeah.
Oh, was her boobs?
Yeah,
This is a boob heavy, first quarter movie.
It really was. Yeah, it reminded me of Hostel, where it's just like, oh, there's a lot of nudity. Are we sure we're watching a horror movie? This one actually takes a while to kind of get some traction going.
It does.
Which is okay, but...
It got to start kind of the tease of what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
And then it's a slow build back up to it. But
yes, exactly.
Well, once it gets started, it's going.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was, I don't know, I just like, the plot was like muddy and like I get it. I don't even know if I get it.
It had a B-movie plot.
Yes, right.
B-movie plot with A-movie effects. Yeah.
The practical effects, like you said, were like, those were like the best deaths that I've almost ever seen, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
I can't believe, I still can't believe it. The first two deaths that we saw, I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
And then the first death happened, and then the second one, and I looked at you and I was like, what?
And this is the first movie that made Icky jump.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
She was snoozing, but there was a sound and she kind of jumped. I thought you jumped. You're like, no, it was Icky. I'm like,
yeah, because I jumped because she jumped, because I was just like, jump scares don't really get me. And I was just like, la la la. And then she jumped and it scared me because I thought something was wrong. And nope.
Oh, that Icky.
Oh, that Icky.
One
My gosh.
So where did you first hear about this movie?
I first heard about it. I think I was watching the 50 like horror movies you have to watch before you die or something.
Yep.
And this was on the list.
Oh.
And then when we went out to, I think it was Sunrise Records or wherever we were at, and I found it and I was like, well, I need this movie now.
Oh, yes.
And so I bought it, and that's how I heard about it. It was just kind of happenstance. And I heard the deaths were amazing. There's apparently one death in Hatchet 2 that is like so cringy and horrible to watch. I don't even remember what it is. I think it's something to do with eyes. I don't actually remember. Yeah, always, right?
Yeah.
Eyes are a rough one, always.
Well, the series has, I think, 4 movies. Hatchet 1, 2, and 3, and then I think Victor Crowley.
Yes.
The 4th one.
Right.
Which was started in 2006. Last one was 2017.
Oh, really?
Yes. So they kind of spaced them out a bit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. How about you? Where did you first hear about it?
I remember hearing about it a while ago. I never watched it because it wasn't really my... I wasn't sure about it. I was kind of on the fence.
I mean, to be honest, I'm still not sure about it. So.
Well,
but I understand.
Yeah.
It's just one of those ones where it's like, maybe, and then something else comes along that's better.
And I
you're
know
like,
people, again, recently online, people have brought up, Victor Crowley is one of the better horror characters. I'm like, who is this guy? Victor Crowley? I know the song, Mr. Crowley. But, I didn't really see or know much about this movie.
Yep.
Until we finally watched it just now. I'm like, okay. It has, like I said, it has a very B-movie feel.
Definitely, I agree.
But one of the early scenes with the music was just wrong.
Yes.
It did not fit. It didn't work. I'm like, what's this?
Are you talking about the bus ride?
Yes.
Oh, that was bad.
Bus ride music was wrong. That was just...
Isn't that insane that this is the second movie in like a month that has had bizarre music in it?
It really is.
Ugh.
But also the opening and ending credits theme songs and another song later on makes up for it.
Yes.
But it was weird.
It was bizarre. Yeah, I don't know. And like, I feel like we've watched enough movies that like we know what kind of music should be. And even if it's not like, scary suspense music, that was just weird.
It was.
Weird. So weird.
I was joking. It felt like the Muppet movie.
Yes.
Just the theme, the music, didn't sound right. If I were to pop out in the swamp, like, hey ho, Kermit Frog here.
Yeah.
With a hatchet.
Yeah. Just a deformed Kermit.
The deformed Kermit.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Oh, I would invest in that movie.
Oh my god, a Muppets horror movie? Yes, please.
They kind of did one recently.
Okay.
With Nicolas Cage. Similar to the whole Five Nights at Freddy.
Okay.
It was kind of based on that.
Yes! I have seen a trailer for this, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because it's Nicolas Cage, and I'm not really a big fan of his. And then I was like, I think I'm going to have to see it.
Yeah.
Because it looks good.
It does.
Oh, he's really hard into horror right now. And I think because he's like kind of broke and looking for paychecks. But his horrors lately have been really good.
He did, but before he took anything and everything because his taxes were so high. Mm-hmm. He needed to pay all some money and he needed work and he took basically they threw him scripts like,
anything.
I'll do it.
Yes.
And maybe he turned on maybe one.
Yes.
But it's Nicolas Cage.
But then out of that, you get some really good one like Mandy and like the Colors of the Spectrum or whatever that he's in on Netflix. And like, this new one that I saw that looks really good.
Yeah.
So, whatever. They're not all going to be hits, but like at least you're not Adam Sandler.
Ooh.
Burn.
Ooh.
Burn.
So I liked Huey Halloween. That wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was a funny Adam Sandler movie.
Sad Alana.
Well, tough.
Have you seen all of his Netflix ones?
I haven't seen the Shoemaker one.
Okay.
And that's what I want. It looked really good. I want to see that one.
Okay.
A couple. I think I've seen most, not all.
I've seen all of them.
Oh.
Like I like Adam Sandler, but it hurts. It hurts every time. Because you literally go in every time thinking, like, this is going to be better, right? Like, he's learned. And then you're just disappointed.
Oh, no. I'd be okay with it like Happy Gilmore 2 or a Billy Madison 2. Like, go back to what made you and then work off that.
Yeah. I'd love, like, another Waterboy. I could get into that.
Yeah. Or, like his Mr. Deeds was really good.
I was going to say Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds was really well done.
Loved that one.
And that was so slapstick.
Yes.
And so well done. And also, you know what? I would love another Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler rom-com.
Yes.
Because they are,
everything.
They're gold together. They cannot do anything wrong.
One of my favorite movies ever is 50 First Dates. And I was not a rom-com person. I'm still not really a rom-com person, but I love that movie. Love that movie.
I agree. But you know what? I'm not a big rom-com either, but if it's Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, I am already sold.
100%.
Yep.
Drew Barrymore is awesome in that role. Now, they canceled that Santa Clarita Diet. But I guess she has her talk show now. But, like, she has time.
Yeah.
She has time. Come on, guys. Get it
Throw
together.
her down into like a new Hatchet.
Yes. Love it. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, should we get into the cast, I guess?
Yes.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, here. So, this lovely movie stars Joel Moore as Ben, and he has been in quite a few movies. He was in Avatar. He was in a little thing called Grandma's Boy.
Which is, like, amazing. I was so excited as soon as he came on the screen. I was like, Nick, it's a Samantha guy.
And it's funny because he's so tall in this movie.
Oh,
And I don't see him tall in Grandma's Boy.
yes.
But he
is a tall boy, though.
is a tall boy.
Jeez.
And then with the new Avatars coming out, he's going to be a rich tall boy.
Yes.
He also, him and some other woman, like this movie was very practical.
Yep.
And they did their own barfs.
But
There's no fake, your mouth's already full and you kind of spit it out. They both, like him and her, both did vomit scenes.
I don't love that.
Neither
Can I
do
tell you?
I don't either.
I don't love that. I just stick some yuck in your mouth or have a tube by your mouth and just do it that way.
Yeah.
I don't need you to actually vomit.
Nope, that does not do a thing to help me at all. It really doesn't. I don't like it.
And then we watched the gag reel and we had to watch him do it over and over and over again. I'm like,
Which is, that was a little funny, but I'm like...
Yeah, but at the end when he's like full on
Yeah.
like milk
I did it.
barfing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Let's move on. So we also have Tamara Feldman as Mary Beth Dunstan.
yes.
Not sure where she's from, Alice.
Yeah, I don't even recognize the name.
Dion Richmond as Marcus, and he's like Ben's best friend.
Yes,
He was
exactly.
in
Not another
Scream
teen
3,
movie.
not another teen movie.
Yep.
He's kind of the token black guy in this.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
The lovely, talented, amazing, just everything good Mercedes McNabb
Right.
as Misty, and she was the major kind of girl antagonist in Addams Family Values. She was the Girl Scout in Addams Family movie.
Yep.
She was Harmony, Harmony on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Just an amazing actress. I love this girl. And you see her boobs.
Yep.
More than once.
Lots of times.
Mercedes boobs.
Woo!
That alone just got 2 stars. Jolie, oh boy.
You got this.
Jolie Fioravanti as Jenna.
That's the other adult actress.
Yeah, Mercedes plays kind of a ditzy porn star.
Right.
He likes short boobs. Perry Shen as Sean. He was the guide, the Chinese guide who gets mad and yells in Chinese.
That was good. Yeah. His character was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, he tries like a million different accents.
He does.
Oh, it's hilarious.
The great, legendary Kane Hodder.
He's amazing.
Yeah, as Victor Crowley and Thomas Crowley.
Right. Yeah, he plays both of
Yeah,
them.
and Riley Vanderbilt is young Victor Crowley. She did. They used her because when they did like the test, mask.
Yep.
They used her face. And I thought, well, since you already got, just here, put this
Yep.
on.
Perfect.
We also got like another 2 amazing actors who make a little cameo in this. You got Robert Englund,
Yes.
Freddy Krueger himself as Samson Dunstan,
Jeez.
and Tony Todd, aka Candyman,
Candyman.
as Reverend Zombie.
Yes. They were only in it for like a split second.
Yeah.
But I love when they throw that in there as like an homage to horror movies of the past. You know what I mean? Oh, they're good. And it just kind of, I don't know. It's a good way to start the movie because they were both in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, makes you settle in and be like, yeah, I'm already in.
Oh yeah. We also have Joel Murray as Doug Shapiro, who's the kind of sleazy porn star director guy.
Yes, exactly.
Patricia Darbo as Shannon Permato. She's the older woman.
Yep.
Richard Rail as Jim Permatio. And this is a guy, he's from Office Space. He's
Yes.
the older guy with the mustache. And
Yes. Always plays the same kind of guy.
yes, his visuals,
Yes.
his facial expressions of being hurt and in pain
were awesome.
knocked out of the park.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job in this.
Verbally, though, left a little to be desired. There was one part where his leg is literally being bitten off, and he's like,
Ooh.
darn. Oh.
And we have Joshua Leonard as Ainsley Dunstan and John Carl Buechler as Jack Cracker, who we find out likes to drink his own pee.
Yes. That's literally his only thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
Woo.
And this movie made... Ooh.
Ooh, okay, give it to me.
Okay, I thought it was going to be more than that. This movie budget was $1.5 million.
Okay.
Box office, 200,000. How did this get sequels?
I'm so sorry. Oh, that hurts.
This is a B movie.
This has a huge cult following, though.
It does. I think
Massive.
that's what made the sequels, because of
Absolutely.
I'm sure the DVD sales went through the roof.
Absolutely. Even like finding it online, like it's huge online.
It is. It
People
really
talk
is.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's some parts I'm like, well, what the heck's going on?
Yes.
There's, they just kind of we we wrote ourselves into a corner. He just pops out of nowhere.
Yes, exactly.
Go with it.
Yeah, it felt a little Jason-ish.
Yes,
but
I think it's a huge homage to the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah. It felt that way.
Oh, yeah.
And like with you can't really kill him. He's just kind of there. He's a zombie in quotations or whatever.
Yeah.
But it felt long. Like some of the scenes, like over and over and over again, were just a little long, and it's just like, okay,
The drive.
Yes.
The drive was too long. They drawn out. Out some of the scenes a little too much.
Yes, I agree.
It's.
Yeah, it was just too bad because like the practical effects are just like, again, I can't talk enough about it because they were so good. So good.
It's funny how, usually for movies, you're like, oh, we want to see, give it praise for plot first, then effects, then,
right.
Plot, acting effects.
Yep.
And then, like, other stuff.
Yes.
This movie's kind of backwards.
Yes.
It's effects first, then characters, and then plot.
Yes, I would agree with you 100% in that assessment. Yeah. It was the effects were amazing, and if they didn't have the quality of effects that they had, this movie nobody would have been talking about it.
No,
I
think because the director and writer, he was very firm on no CGI.
Good.
At all. Only CGI was to remove wires or something to clean it up.
Right.
That was it. I'm like, that's fair.
Normal CGI.
That works.
Yeah, it was, I'm going to be thinking about this all night. I'm going to be thinking about the woman getting her face ripped apart.
Oh, dear.
All night.
Oh, spoiler owl.
I didn't say which girl.
Hoo-hoo.
Spoiler owl, get out.
Well, since we're getting to spoilers, should we go through the plot?
Do it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so. Samson and his son Ainsley are hunting alligators in a swamp. While Ainsley is urinating, Samson falls silent. Ainsley finds Samson dead before he too is killed by a monstrous being. Yeah, so we got dad and son. They're going to kill an alligator crocodile. It's a big one.
Exactly.
The son has to go pee, and he's too nervous to go pee over the boat, so he goes and pees on the shores. He talks to his dad. Dad gets quiet. Looks over, sees dad's is kind of just torn apart.
Yes. Ooh.
And then he kind of turns around, and there's the Victor Crowley, and he takes an arm off, and then he kind of rips his back apart, and then rips him in half. Mm-hmm. And then he's dead.
And it is like a very graphic, and I like how they did it, where like it's a very, very graphic opening. Like he's literally ripping him limb from limb.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no chill, and he's like grabbing pieces and throwing it against trees, and there's blood spraying everywhere, and this guy is screaming like, it hurts.
Yeah.
And it's really good though, and I was like, all right, here we go.
Good start.
Robert Englund and ripping people apart. I'm down. That's all I need.
Yep. I agree. So, during a Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans, a group of friends, including Ben and his best friend Marcus, decide to go on a haunted swamp tour. Of course, Mardi Gras, boobs. All the boobs.
This opening sequence is insane. It's like, there's, first off, New Shit by Marilyn Manson was playing, and I know that he's canceled right now, and I get that, but like, this song was my childhood. Like,
fuck cancel culture.
Yeah, I agree, but he was also a horrible person. But I just listening to it in this context, I was like, "Fuck, I miss his music. It's so good."
I'm gonna have to add that to my playlist now. That's a good song.
His
music is awesome.
Yeah, it really is.
His personality and maybe he's a little out there. He's a little, but you can't say anything bad about his music.
I agree. Yeah, so it was a good opening scene. It's just like a montage of Mardi Gras, really.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Yeah.
And Mardi Gras, you gotta have boobs.
Yep.
And there
and beads and kissing and
boobs.
Alcohol.
Oh yes, and
Yes.
this girl just puking away.
Oh
again.
gosh.
It's she was real. Yuck.
Blech.
They find the tour closed because the guide, Rev Zombie, was sued for negligence. The guy conks his head and he sued him.
Yes, exactly. And this, yeah, it's good. So he points him to a different.
Yeah, Rev Zombie suggests they try a place farther down the street, owned by the over-the-top, inexperienced tour guide Sean. Marcus decides to leave, but changes his mind upon seeing two topless girls, Misty, a ditzy porn star, and Jenna, a bossy, boastful, up-and-coming actress.
Yes.
And again, you get to see Mercedes McNabb's boobies.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Immediately.
Nice boobies. Boobies.
I was going to say, how many times are you going to say boobs during this?
I knew she was in this, but I did not know she was topless. And she's a very beautiful lady. Mm-hmm. She is gorgeous, and she wants to take her top off. I'm not going to stop her.
Fair,
I'm going to encourage. I'm like, that's nice. I like that. Thank you. It's like because some actresses and actors have a thing against showing nudity. Mm-hmm. And that was the one I thought, I'm never going to see her ever topless, or she won't be the one who will show anything.
Right.
As far as I know, Elijah Dushku hasn't.
Yep.
Kind of, sort of hasn't. Sarah Michelle Gellar has not whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, because she's wearing lots of very skimpy stuff. Like I thought, Cruel Intentions, I was fully expecting a bit of something shown from Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Really?
She didn't show a darn thing.
No, not at all.
She had one of the hottest kisses of that era, but
I didn't like it. I didn't like that part at all. It was gross. It's too spitty. Blech. Blech, blech. That was a good movie, though.
That was a great movie.
That was a really good movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I watched it when I was a teenager thinking that was really cool. And I was like, oh, this is like actually good, though. Like, it's deep.
Yeah. I wonder how many other girls went and bought that cross to snort cocaine with. I wonder, because that was iconic.
Yes, it was. Jeez.
Yeah. So anyways, their sleazy director, Doug Shapiro, is also present. Ben pays for himself and Marcus, and Sean leads him to his tour bus. One of the other tourists, Jim and Shannon Permatio, a Minnesota married couple, and the quiet, hot-tempered Mary Beth are waiting. Mm-hmm. And
so we didn't meet these characters prior, but Jim and, what was her name? Sheila?
Jim and Shannon.
Shannon, there we go, I was close. Jim and Shannon, they're like, the very obvious touristy couple with their little visors on, and
they're like retired. They're like in their 50s.
Yeah, and like this is my other half, and my old ball and chain, like just adorable little older couple. Yeah, and then Mary Beth is just like a weirdo. Staring out the window and being sad.
Yeah, Ben's trying to pick her up, and she's having none of it. She's like, you know what? I don't care. He's like, okay, and he breaks out. Oh, my girlfriend broke up with me, my 8-year girlfriend, and she's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Good for you.
So Sean, the tour guide, does not know what he is doing, which the others realize as they arrive at the swamp. Shapiro has missing Jenna strip down and film a scene for Bayou Beavers as everyone boards the boat, while a homeless swamp dweller named Jack Cracker warns them away from the swamp. Sean leads them through swamplands and past abandoned houses, including one where Victor Crowley, a deformed creature, lived.
Yes.
You'll find out that was fake. Mm-hmm. The boat hits a rock and begins sinking, leaving them stranded. Like, way to fuck up. As the crew walks through the woods, they encounter the shabby Crowley house.
Yes,
and Mary Beth
the real one.
Yes, the real one.
Because the other one on the river was just a fake.
Yeah, she's like, that's not it. That's not
Yeah.
the real house.
That's
Like,
not real.
yeah. Sean's like, yeah, it is. She's like, no, it's not.
You paid $30 for this tour. It is what they say it is.
And then Ben's like, 30? I paid 40.
Yeah. Why did she only pay 30?
It's funny. That's a funny.
It is.
That's
yeah.
funny. So they come to the shabby Crowley house, and Marybeth shares the true legend of Victor Crowley. We kind of get the abridged version from
Exactly.
the guy. He's like, oh, he was this ugly, deformed thing
Yeah.
who his dad killed with a hatchet to the face.
Yes. Which is why he's Hatchet.
Yeah.
Why did I just put that together? Like, literally just right this very second.
I don't know.
Oh, it's been a long day.
Victor was a deformed child with a rare disease. Kind of like elephantism.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not pretty.
Just like, yeah. Kind of think of the guy from the Goonies. That's basically what it looks like.
Yes. Bullied by other kids and was kept hidden by his father, Thomas Crowley. One night, a group of mean teenagers stumbled across the house and threw fireworks at it to scare Victor.
Yes.
The house begins burning, and Thomas returned, causing the teens to flee. Victor was killed when Thomas accidentally hit him in the face with a hatchet while trying to break down the door. It happens. Mm-hmm. Marybeth claims that Victor, now undead, roams the swamp at night, looking for his father, and that they are not safe in the woods, but the crew doesn't believe her.
You know what bugs me?
Oh,
This is already, I was thinking of it while we were watching it. Literally the whole time, the house is surrounded by windows. Like, there's windows in every square inch of the house.
Yeah.
So why are we taking a hatchet to the door? I know it's movie magic. Like, I know that. I get that. It just bugged me so much because they're like, the door was completely, surrounded in fire, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like staring, because he's like standing at the window then, like banging on the window. I'm like, y'all.
Because
not that, like, we've already talked that the plot was not like.
It's New Orleans. Also, Jim, while he's trying to climb out of the sinking boat, he gets attacked by an alligator, crocodile, and he gets his leg bit, and so he's hurt. They're trying to get him somewhere safe or somewhere for help. And we also find out Marybeth, she's the daughter of the character from the beginning, him and the son.
Exactly.
That's her dad and brother, and she's out looking for him.
Freddy Krueger's her dad.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Cool. So she's out there with the gun trying to find him. But they kind of ask Sean, how far to the nearest road or highway, and she asked Marybeth, and she's like, oh, it's a couple miles. And they're like, well, this is terrible. We'll go to this house and ask for help.
Oh yes.
So Jim and Shannon are going. Shannon's holding up Jim, and Jim, he's hurting. He's not doing too good. So as Jim and Shannon approach the house, Victor appears and kills them, causing the group to flee.
Oh, that's it? We're just saying he killed them? That's
Yes.
it?
He takes a hatchet.
Yay!
And not vertical, horizontal. He slantwise. He bisects from shoulder to side.
Yes.
Jim.
And it was like, I don't know how they did this, but like, they must have had his head sticking through something, and because he is like hacking his body in half, like a diagonal.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Diagonal. Yes.
What?
Yes. So he does that, and I love how when he gets through, he's holding the body, he kind of drops, it just kind of flops over.
Yes.
And Shannon starts to run away, and he grabs her and puts his hand in her mouth and rips her jaw right open.
Oh, and it's like you see her like cheek flesh rip.
Yeah.
Oh, and her tongue.
Her tongue is doing some wiggles.
Oh my god.
It's a good one.
It is so good. It is fantastic. Yeah. Oh.
Marybeth shoots Victor with a handgun in the chest. Yeah. But he gets up and resumes his pursuit.
Yeah.
Shapiro splits from the group and is killed by Victor. It's his head twisted around.
Yeah, that one was okay.
Yeah. The remaining survivors decide to return to the house where they can arm themselves. And this is a big kind of run scene. They're all freaking out, running.
Yes.
While at the house, Marybeth and Ben discover her brother and father's remains. Marcus, Sean, and Misty and Jenna hear a noise in the bush. Marcus goes to investigate and discovers it is only a raccoon. Victor then surprises the group and injures Jenna with a belt sander.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
to
This
the
is
jaw,
another good one.
to the mouth.
Yeah, just to like her lower jaw
Yeah.
and chin. Oof. Yeah, and it's like they show her crawling around, and she literally just has like bone.
Yeah, her teeth are showing. It's rough. While the other survivors flee, Sean tries fighting Victor, but instead is killed. Victor then kills Jenna. So yeah, Sean gets he grabs like a shovel. Victor grabs it back,
Yeah.
lops his leg off, and then puts the shovel to his throat and kind of puts the old boot to the shovel, and his head kind of flops off.
Which is like the nicest death he does, because that would be super
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, yeah.
That's like guillotine standard, you know?
And Jenna, who's suffering, he kind of picks her up and just impales her on
Top
on
of
top.
Sean.
of the-
Yeah. Oof.
It's a good.
And that would be a long one, especially if it gets like through the stomach or something. That would take
Let's go
a
through like
minute.
the chest,
Yes.
but still, that would.
You would bleed out. Like, you would be breathing in blood. No.
Yeah.
No.
The survivors decide to lure Victor back to his house and set him on fire with the gasoline tanks in the shed. Ben goes into the shed to retrieve a gasoline tank while Misty stands guard, and Mary Beth and Marcus act as bait.
Yes.
Mary Beth and Marcus discover that Misty is missing, and her corpse is thrown onto Ben by Victor.
Yes.
Like, he throws the head first, and then just an armless, legless torso.
Like,
I thought she'd get more of a I think that was a cheap death.
I agree. I do agree.
They could have done a little something fancy with her, but they didn't. Oh well.
Womp
They could have showed her boobs one more time.
Just once more, for old time's sake.
That's right. Ben finds a tank and throws it on Victor, while Mary Beth and Marcus set him on fire. But rain, because it's raining out,
Of course.
stupid New Orleans,
Stupid.
extinguishes him. They start fleeing, but Victor grabs and kills Marcus. They flee into a cemetery.
Yes,
trying to get
exactly.
away.
It's and they drive past it the first time, like when they're on the bus, they drive past it.
Yes, that's right.
It's like some sort of cemetery number 1.
Yeah.
Which was a weird thing to say, but like that's what it was.
Yeah.
So.
And so Victor gets grabbed and bear hugged,
Yep.
and then he gets his arms ripped off, Mortal Kombat style.
I was just gonna say.
And then he gets kind of tossed around and smucked against a corner of a stone cemetery thing.
Yes.
And it's rough.
And it's like, because he's still alive after he rips his arms off, which like I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
you would be until you bled out.
Yeah.
But then he grabs him and just like slams his head against like a mausoleum.
Yeah.
That's there.
yeah.
Blech. And it's like just you see like his head crack like a coconut and just blood everywhere.
With bloody results.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Victor grabs a gate pole and chases Ben and Mary Beth, throwing it into Ben's foot. Mary Beth bends a pole until it is pointed at Victor, who impales himself upon it and collapses, apparently killed. He just runs into it, and it catches him on the side of the neck.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's dead. That's kind of...
Yeah.
Ben and Mary Beth flee. Also during the run, Ben, the actor, he does his own vomit stunt.
Yeah, this is one that we watched like over and over again. It's just
Yuck.
like, it was gross. It's like milk almost.
It's fluid. It's nothing...
No, it's just
chunky.
like viscous, basically.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bleh.
Yeah, it's yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ben and Mary Beth flee in Simpson's boat, but Mary Beth is ensnared by seaweed and pulled underwater. She sees Ben's arm sticking into the water for her to grab, but his butt is pulled up by Victor, who is holding a dying Ben's severed forearm. She screams in horror as Crowley roars into her face, setting the opening for the next film.
Okay.
The end.
Okay, so we liked the ending. The ending was fine.
Yep.
But it was like very abrupt. And not in
yes.
like the 80s way where like, there's a still and then the credits start rolling. It's like literally just the screen goes black out of nowhere. And I looked at you and I was like, did you stop the movie?
Nope.
And then the credits started rolling. So it was like kind
Apparently,
of awkward.
Hatchet 2 picks up as
Like,
that scene
right
ends.
then?
Right then. That's how the sequence, like, one starts. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Whatever.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
like I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Hatchet. That's the first part 1.
Part 1.
Part 1.
And it was fine.
It had great effects.
Yes, the effects were amazing.
It had amazing effects. It had some okay music.
Yes. And
Acting,
that's
some
about
acting,
it.
acting was good. Acting was good.
Yeah,
can't-
it wasn't bad.
Nope. But the plot,
Oh,
like this,
the
like one
plot.
scene, like literally, like I think it's Marcus, Ben, and Mary Beth,
Yes, exactly.
and they're in a field,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's right next to him. Crowley just pops up out of nowhere,
Right.
which I'm under the impression he was not a ghost, but if he's a ghost, that makes sense because
Yeah.
he's been shot, he's been done this,
Right.
he's been
The
wounded.
fire. Yeah.
It's weird. It doesn't. I don't quite get it, but whatever.
Yeah, I get what they were trying to go through, go with the Friday the 13th thing,
Yeah,
but it just, I don't know, it felt like forced almost, like, okay, every time, like, it's, instead of, them, like, and I guess it's to do more with the legend, but Jason Voorhees was a legend too, but, the first time she shoots him, she's like, well, keep running, because, he's not dead. It's like if there was more of, like, a, did we kill him thing, like maybe he survived the fire, like some sort of something. It just, it never felt suspenseful.
no. Like the theme is like he's a ghost,
Right.
but he's a ghost that feels pain. That can.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
It's weird. Yeah. It's too bad. Like, I don't think it's a bad story. I just don't think it was fleshed out enough.
No.
Like, they didn't run it through enough, like, I don't know.
No, it did not get like
Runs,
a second
yeah.
or third draft run through,
Exactly that.
which it
yeah.
needed. It needed some cleanup, definitely.
It really, really did. Ugh. But again,
that was-
still the practical effects still made it
Oh,
okay.
yeah, that was Hatchet.
That was Hatchet.
It was good.
Yeah.
terrible.
So what would you rate it?
Oh, 3.
Yeah.
2.5 to 3. 2.5 goes to Mercedes boobs.
Yeah.
The other and effect, like in order. This is how guesses where it's good.
Okay.
Effects, acting, plot,
Yep.
and music somewhere in the between
Yep.
effects and acting.
Yeah, I'd probably honestly just give it 2. Just
That's fair. No,
one
that's
star
fair.
for effects, 1 star for music, and then just
Boobs?
tears
Oh.
for the rest of it.
Yeah.
2 stars and 3 tears out of 5. Yeah,
2
it's
stars
just,
and 2 boobs for me.
It's just what hurts is that it could have been so much more, and I think that's what hurts
Yes.
more.
Yes.
Is that, like, you see with the effects, like, what a freaking cool movie it could have been.
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
all. That's all I have to say is dang.
It really, the focus was effects. It really was, and yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's a good homage to Friday the 13th and all that, but
Yes.
it could have done its own. It did do its own thing.
Yes, I agree. It totally did. Like, and it obviously got sequels, so it did something right.
Yeah.
Like, not right enough to, like, get more than 2 stars for me,
No,
but
no.
No,
It just.
yes. And how about Ichabod's Kill the Flick?
You know what?
She did jump.
She did. She did jump.
But
Because this had such great effects, all the prosthetics and all that. We had to do 2.
we had to do 2.
We had to because 2 were so iconic. So the first one is Shannon's. When she has
Yes.
her jaw ripped wide, basically open.
If you do anything after listening to this, just, like, YouTube it or Google it or whatever, because it is awesome.
Yep.
It is so good.
It really is. That's a great, great death.
Ugh.
And also Jenna's
Yes.
with the sander to the face.
Sander. Oh.
And she's not dead yet, and then he holds on her for a good while. And then she
Yes.
gets bloodied up.
Before Mary Beth runs at him and, like, smacks him with a shovel or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
yeah,
she gets
more
picked
shivers.
up and impaled by the shovel.
Yes.
The end part's kind of
meh.
Yeah, meh.
But the sanding part way
Oof.
makes up for it.
Yeah.
I just... I have a new irrational fear of getting my face ripped apart now.
Oh, no.
So that's good. But, like, you know, whatever.
Yep.
Here we are. And next week, we are watching Piranha.
Piranha.
However, we have a request. We want to know if you want us to watch the old one or the remake.
Yes.
And so I'm going to put out a poll on Instagram tomorrow, maybe Saturday. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how work goes tomorrow.
Try to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow?
Yeah, try to do it tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, so I'll do it Friday. And yeah, we just want to know which one you guys want us to watch. Because I think I have the remake?
Yes.
Yes.
And the
Is that
original
the
is
one with Sean
on...
Connery? Is that not the remake?
No.
Isn't that it? Isn't Sean Connery in it?
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Okay.
Hold on.
Well, I don't know, actually.
Time
But yeah,
out.
I haven't seen either of them. Maybe I've seen part of one. I don't remember. I watch a lot of horror movies, honestly. But, yeah.
You know, there's Piranha 3D. There's
Oh, maybe it was Piranha 3D.
no.
No? Okay.
No. There's Ving Rhames. There's Jerry O'Connell. Dina
Ving
Meyer.
Rhames?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is going to be a good one.
Oh yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes, okay, but we might not even be watching it. Who knows?
That's
We
true.
might be watching the original.
Yeah,
But,
the original is 1978.
ooh.
Starring Bradford Dillman, Heather Menzies, Kevin McCarthy, Keenan Wynn.
I lied. I've seen that. I've
yeah.
seen that movie.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Where did I watch it? I watched
with
it
me.
on Prime, I think.
It's on.
I've
there.
seen it. Yep,
Yep.
I've definitely seen it.
It's a good one.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good
And there's
one.
also a TV version,
Yep.
which I've watched. It's not bad. It's
Interesting.
not, I don't think it's as good as the other ones, but it's more. I think it was done like the 90s,
Oh,
late 80s, early 90s. It's a little more.
good time for horror.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we could do. Yeah, we just go throw a poll up and
Yep.
see which
See what
which
you
one
guys
do our
want.
victims, our lovely victims, would like us to review instead.
Yeah, because we're down for anything. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
totally. And if no one answers, we'll just flip a coin.
Someone will answer. I'll answer.
There we go.
And thank you so much for joining us this week. This episode was brought to you by our executive producer, Ichabod. We hope you enjoyed your Horr-Gasm as much as we did. Please don't forget to rate, download, and subscribe. Also, like and follow us on Facebook at Horr-Gasm Podcast, Instagram at Horr-Gasm, Twitter at Gasm Horror, and YouTube at the Horr-Gasm Podcast. If you have a movie you'd like us to review, this is the best way to let us know. We hope to see you again next week because we have such sights to show you. Plenty of Horr-Gasms for you to experience. Bye!
See ya.